Hello and welcome back to the Beyond the Arc podcast. I'm Talia Goodman, as always, here with my co-host Genesis Bryant. Genesis, it's been a while. The holidays are over. I'm in a whole new state for a while here, and there's been a lot of good basketball. How are your holidays?
Man, holidays a good break. Good break for Christmas and New Year's and all, even though there's still a lot of basketball going on New Year's Day. But it's been fun. I've been enjoying myself. How about you?
I'm good. I mean, I saw someone tweet out yesterday that they think New Year's Day should be like the official holiday for women's basketball because it feels like every other sport has like their holiday.
Right.
Unfortunately, college football kind of has New Year's Day already, but I feel like women's basketball can fight with it as long as we don't have Kentucky LSU on SEC Network Plus again. I think we can make
Yeah.
it work.
I agree. It's like there gotta be some channel that can pick up that game.
Right? We got to be able to find
Mhm.
something better than that for the game that we got to see last night. Luckily, I mean, I forked up the $30 or whatever to watch it on SEC Network Plus.
Mhm.
But I don't know how many people will. So hopefully we can get some better, coverage on that next year. But it was a loaded day. Like I'm a former Indiana Hoosier and I had to watch the Rose Bowl, of course. They're playing Alabama. And I just kept having to go back and forth because all these upsets were going on. I'm like, can't I have a moment of peace to watch my football team? No.
Man, it was big. I mean, like I said, football had hit their crowd, but women's basketball, it kind of felt like it was like this.
It was popping yesterday. It really was.
Hmm.
Or a couple days ago from when we're hearing this. But there's been a lot that's happened, honestly. I mean, we had that little break, but we're back and we're back strong in conference play. Yesterday was probably the biggest day. New Year's Day was probably the biggest day of the season that we've had so far in terms of chaos, of entertainment, of high level basketball from start to finish of the day. So that's what we're going to break down mostly today. But it's a new year. It's 2026. So I felt like we had to do something New Year's related. So we're going to have some New Year's resolutions for these top teams that I think we're on the same page. These are four teams that we can both see as kind of the front runners at this current moment. Maybe we can get, a fifth or a sixth in there, but I think there's four that have kind of solidified their spot. Do you agree?
I agree. There's definitely the top tier of those four that I can see being Final Four teams.
Right.
And then, of course, everyone else I feel like is kind of up for grabs.
Yeah. No, I mean, we saw that last night. Like, LSU is the fifth team in the country. They go down at home. A lot of people got some work to do, and maybe we should have done resolutions for them because they got more work to do. But I want to talk about these four because I think they're the four I can see in the Final Four at the moment. So we'll do that, all the things. And then we also have a guest coming on who you know pretty well, Genesis. Tell us about who we're having on today.
Berry Wallace. I mean, this sophomore is playing unbelievable right now. In my opinion, she is not getting the media coverage that she deserves for what she is doing for this third youngest team in the country in Illinois. I'm just excited to have her on the pod and I hope she's really starting to wake up the country, especially with that win over Maryland.
And we might be able to get some dirt on you, Genesis, from her. I might be trying to get some dirt on you when we get there on.
I'm a little nervous. My old
I
player, my
know.
old teammate.
We'll see how it goes. But we'll have her on shortly. For now, we need to talk about New Year's Day. We just got to do it. So I want to play a game with you because there were a lot of big results we saw yesterday, right? And there's a lot of discourse I'm seeing on the timeline, and I kind of contribute to this too. I like to post, upset when I feel there's an upset, but sometimes they're just big wins. They're both good teams on a neutral floor. It might be pretty even. We'll see. But I want to play a game with you where you tell me, was this a real upset? Did this team, is this a one-off for this team who lost? Or is it just a good win? Is it just a good win? Both these teams are really good, and they're both, top 25 level. Because we had some unranked, wins yesterday for ranked teams. So I think we need to go through them all. I want to start off with your alma mater here, and Berry Wallace is home, who we'll be having on. Illinois beats Maryland at home. It's a big win. It's a big win. Is it an upset or is it just a big win for the Illini?
I think it's upset
You do.
because Maryland was one of the, I mean, I know it's changed now, but one of the few undefeated teams left. They were number 7 in the country, which was the program's highest win, I believe, in the Big Ten in program history. So I think that's an upset. Now, of course, we know that Smickle went down with an injury and they won't have Bree McDaniel. So they're trying to figure out their rhythm as a team. And Brenda Freeze, but they've always had struggles with injuries throughout the
I
past couple of
know.
years. So I'm confident in her coaching that she will adapt. So I think that Illinois did play them at the right time.
Yeah, this is one that I think I could call either and I could be okay with because I think it's a major, obviously being a top 10
Mhm.
team is not something you see every day and you want to call it an upset. But also I think Illinois was kind of underrated and has gone
Mhm.
under the radar. And they're a really talented team who I think they're a team in my mind that I think can force a lot of upsets, which means I don't know
Mhm.
if they're upsets, right? Like I think they can beat some of the better Big Ten teams in the country. I think they'll be ranked come Monday.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I want to call this an upset. I think they're a really good team. I think if they play Maryland again tomorrow, I think they could beat them again. Um,
They are good. They are. Now you have a point. They are very good. They're so young, and
yeah.
we've talked about this so much, but sometimes youth is to your benefit because you don't know what you don't know. So it's
Yeah.
like they're just playing free out there, and it's fun to watch.
It is. No, it was really fun to watch them yesterday. It was a really big win for them, regardless of whether it was an upset or a big win.
Mhm.
It was fun, and it happened almost simultaneously with another upset slash big win that we're going to talk about. To the point where I only had one TV I was watching games on here. It was halftime of the Rose Bowl, and I'm with my grandparents, my parents. I'm like, we need to put women's basketball on real quick. Like, we need to
Mhm.
do it. I'm not going upstairs. We're doing it here. And I'm like, yeah, there's this game's brewing. This is gonna be an upset. I'm like, oh no, there's another one too. How do I do this? How do I make this work? And that's Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Ended
Mhm.
up going to overtime. Obviously at Georgia Tech, a road game for Notre Dame. And
Mhm.
we've talked a pretty good amount about Notre Dame and kind of where we feel their ceiling and their floor is this year.
Yeah,
Uh, I'll let you go first. Was this an upset or a big win?
this upset because
That's
Georgia Tech they have struggled. I mean, honestly, I mean, even with that win, they're 6-9 this year, so they have struggled this year. I know first time head coach and almost a whole different team. So I now Notre Dame,
they got their problems too. Like
yeah.
this is bound to happen at some point. I think they have talent. They're a talented
Mhm.
team. They're not built for, sustained success throughout the
Mhm.
year, right?
Yeah. It's hard when you only have one player. That's easy to scout. Like it's like even if
Yes.
Hannah goes for 40, you can't beat a team only scoring 40 to 50 points. So it's like they're a good team. When Hannah's having an amazing game, they could beat some pretty good people. But when she's not, I think that's just too much pressure on one
I
person.
mean, how much do you miss Olivia Miles right now if you're Notre Dame,
Hmm.
right? How much do you
Yeah.
miss having that second option, the second player that teams are really,
Hmm.
scouting against, right? Like a
Yeah.
lot. I think a lot. I think I talked to someone who works at On3 with me about Notre Dame, who covers Notre Dame, and they asked me kind of what I thought the odds were of them winning the ACC, and I said, well, if you asked me on November 2nd, I would have said a literal 0% chance. Like, seriously. So I'm like, no. Now the ACC is kind of open, and so before yesterday, I said, a non-zero chance. Like, there's a way they could do it, and I still think non-zero, sure, but after that game yesterday, oh man, like. The
Hmm.
ACC has some good teams and some teams that I think could beat Notre Dame and you wouldn't bat an eye about it. Even teams like kind of at the same level as them, like a Stanford, where I'd be like, all right, sure. Georgia
Hmm.
Tech isn't one of those teams this year. And that's a really impressive win for them, and I don't want to take that away from them in
Hmm.
any, way, shape, or form. They defended their home court. They're very well coached, but they're a new team. They're not even, Notre Dame's a new team, but in a different way.
Hmm.
So I think this was a good win for Georgia Tech, but more than that, a bad loss for Notre Dame.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't lose. At the time they're what 5-8,
Yeah.
you 5-9. You can't lose to a team like that. If you're one of those top caliber teams, you always gotta find a way to win down the stretch.
Agreed, agreed. And especially like it gets to overtime, you got to be able to pull that
Hmm.
one out there.
Yeah.
But they'll move on. I don't know if they'll be in the top 25 next week. They won't for me, but maybe they still will be in the AP. We got two more games to go over here quick. This was one of the most interesting ones I've watched this season because uh, I love the Big Ten, obviously. I think we've talked about this, the deepest team, the deepest league in the country, which is
Hmm.
why I was like, what's the right word? Befuddled. I don't know about why Washington was not, considered a top 25 team at the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
And they've had a couple losses, but neither of them were bad. USC, Stanford, both close, both road. So I still was like, all right, I think they're fringe top 25-ish. Then they faced a Michigan team that, has had a really good start to their season, but might have been overranked at this point, right? And they like absolutely showed them out. Avery Howell went absolutely nuts. She's been
Hmm.
phenomenal. What did you think of that one?
Yeah, I think what's most impressive, they did that without really Sellers, who is their leading the points and assists, really playing for the first three quarters because she got in so much foul trouble early. So, like you said, Howell came in and she was just scoring at all three levels. I mean, she was on as a shooter, But she was doing it all for that Washington team. And I think the defensive job they did on
Yes.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan averages 90 points per game. Like they're number one in the Big Ten. And I think like top 6 in the country in scoring.
Hmm.
So to hold them to way under their average and to be able to do that, Gardner Silesaurus, Gardner Olivia Olsen, Mila Holloway got an early foul trouble as well. They was really able to contain those guards, and that's what I'm most impressive with.
I gotta ask, are we concerned about Michigan at this point? Because, we watched them against Oregon, who I think is a very good Big Ten team. I think they're maybe
Mm-hmm.
just outside the top 25 for me right now. But you
Mm-hmm.
watch them there and you see they almost gave that game away. Their free throw shooting was abysmal, as it was
Mm-hmm.
against Washington, right? There are some pretty glaring concerns that we didn't maybe see earlier in the year. And I think a lot of people put a lot of stock into that UConn loss and how close it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we're moving further into the season, are you concerned about the Wolverines? Are they still a top 10 team in your mind? Like, where do they kind of fall for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like they played so phenomenal as that sophomore group that was a
Yeah.
freshman last year that sometimes we forget they're still young. Like they're still like maybe 19. I don't even know if they're 20 yet.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're going against high level transfers and fifth years and seniors, sometimes you just really you that youth is going to show in some shape or form. And I think right now with the nearly Oregon loss and then the
Mhm.
Washington loss, I think it's like a fork in the road for them. Whereas either they're going to learn from this and like, okay, we need to get our stuff together, have some leadership in that locker room and move forward, or this can kind of be a choppy year for them, which a lot of people talk about the sophomore slump,
Yeah.
which sometimes it gets you, sometimes it doesn't because of the high expectations, like you said, that the country has really put on them for this year. And we'll see if they'll be able to live up to them.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I think they were overranked a little bit at this point was not only that UConn loss, which I think it was a good loss. Obviously, if you're going to lose
Mm-hmm.
to UConn, that's the way to do it. I think for me, and this is similar to kind of how we've talked about Baylor maybe a little bit in the past, is putting a lot of stock on that Notre Dame win. And now we're seeing Notre Dame kind of fall off. And I think we've always kind of felt that way a little bit, but that loss yesterday
Mm-hmm.
did it in. So that's their only great. I mean, the Oregon win isn't a good win for them. It's a resume win, but it wasn't a good one. Wasn't the first
Mm-hmm.
one. That's their only really great win, and it's not looking as great right now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of stock into that. Michigan, I think, is number 6 in the country in the AP poll right now. And so it looks like a ginormous win for Washington, when in reality, I think they're pretty close together. I think the kind of margin between them is pretty narrow. And I think Washington
Mm-hmm.
is a really talented team who a lot of people will overlook as we head through the year.
Oh, for sure. Washington. See, the thing about Washington, especially last year, is kind of what I'm seeing this year, is they can have some really great wins this year. But I think what hurts them is they have a few bad losses. Like they'll lose to a team they're not supposed to lose at all.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think when you try to have sustained success, consistency is one of the biggest things that you got to have, especially in the Big Ten. And I think that's the thing that they're going to have to learn how to win at a high level and
yeah.
not just beat the teams you're not supposed to, but also take care of the teams that you are supposed to.
Yeah, I think it's almost like I'm drawing similarities to Ole Miss here right now this season,
Mm-hmm.
where they'll have some really good wins and then they'll go lose to a Kansas State team who's like super
Mm-hmm.
inconsistent. Like I think it's kind of a similar thing, and I think Coach Yo has done a great job there, and I think Coach Langley has done a great job at Washington. I just think it's kind of getting from here to here, right? It's reaching that
Mm-hmm.
next level of sustained success. And I think this could be the year for Washington. They haven't had a bad loss this year. Uh,
Right.
We'll see if it comes. There aren't the thing about the Big Ten is there aren't a ton of bad losses to take. There's maybe 3 or 4 teams that
Mm-hmm.
you're expected to beat by a large margin, but other than that, not a
Yeah.
ton.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, moving on from the Big Ten and onto the SEC, which was the last game of the night that was like big and potentially the best. I think it was the best game of the day. It was the most entertaining for me because all I have been doing is waiting to see what this LSU team is made of and seeing them play someone, legitimate, a quad one game.
Yeah.
And it went down to the wire. Showed us, how talented both teams are, but also maybe what they both have to work on a little bit. But the end of that game was phenomenal. Tony Morgan, game-winning three on the road at LSU. That they just beat a top 5 team in the country. Like Kentucky is legit. They're legit.
Mm-hmm. They've always, I mean, First of all, what Coach Brooks has been able to do at Kentucky
Oh
is the
yeah.
same thing he was doing at Virginia Tech. I just feel like he wasn't getting as much love at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Like now that he's moved to Kentucky, I feel like people are starting to see how great of a coach he is and how he's always been like that. Even with Elizabeth
Yeah.
Kitley, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
the way that the post play in Kentucky, that's how she was playing Virginia Tech a couple years ago. Like the same footwork, they all had the fadeaway shots as the 6'5" post players. So I mean, he's shown that he is a great coach, and I think when you have a great coach and a great system, when you have a transfer like Tony Morgan, like any people that you put into that system, it's going to work because the foundation is there. So I think Kentucky, I don't even know if that was an upset. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't think it was. That's what I was gonna
yeah.
ask you. I don't think either. I don't think the Washington one was upset. I don't think this one was. I think these are good wins
Mm-hmm.
with teams that are fairly, even as I'd put them right now.
Yeah.
But man, like I think Kenny Brooks is gonna have no problem getting good point guards for the rest of his career because what he can do with them and how he develops them and what they
Mm-hmm.
become is so good. I talked to Tony Morgan before the year even started, and she talked about what he was able to do with Georgia Amore as a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she wanted to come there and develop her game for the pros, and I think her stock is just going up and up and up every day. And so. Uh, Last night they were able to do that on a big, albeit small stage since it was on SEC Network Plus, but it'll get a lot of attention. Um,
Right.
and I think this showed why LSU needed to schedule a little bit tougher before this. It didn't have to be even like you don't need a top 10 game, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe like a really good mid-major to help prepare you for a game like this when you have so many new pieces coming together, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what else just done. So it's like they're known to
Yeah.
do this. I mean, they won national championship. So it's like they've done great things with the schedule. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, yeah, and we've talked about this before. I just think, that was an entertaining game. I'm glad to have had it. I would have loved to see, what they were before January 1st of the new year. But it was super fun. I really enjoyed it. It was such a good game. But now that we are in the new year, time for our resolutions. And I'm going to tell you which four teams we're going to be talking about, but I'm sure you can guess it. They're the top four teams in the country.
Mhm.
And the ones that I currently, and we talked about this last episode, project to be in the final four right now. And obviously things can change, but these four teams, like, they feel pretty solidified as at the very least, top 10 teams throughout the year to me.
Yeah.
Texas is my number one team in the country. Number two for most. I think, what they've done so far has been so impressive, and they're finally getting healthy again, which is really
Mhm.
exciting for them because we hate injuries all over the place.
Yeah.
My New Year's resolution for them is to shoot the ball more. They don't like to shoot the ball, as we've seen. They have one of the lowest three-point attempt rates in the
Mhm.
country. But now they have shooters coming back from injury, right? You have Aaliyah Crump, who's hopefully going to be back soon. She's not back yet. But Ashton Judge, she's back and she can shoot the crap out of it. Jordan Lee is hot. She was like 5 of 11 in their win yesterday over Missouri. Like if you let her go, she can get really hot. So I think I'd
Mhm.
like to see them utilize that more. They don't, have to, as has been
Yeah.
evidenced by their wins. But I'd like to see them develop that just so that, teams have to guard in there. It just adds another element to the game.
Yeah, like you said, Texas don't show many weaknesses. I mean, they do a lot of things phenomenal. But if you were to say their only weakness would be their shooting, so I would have to agree to you, just more 3-point shots. But I mean,
Because they don't shoot it bad. Like they can
they
shoot it.
don't. Yeah, you could tell like they're very intentional about what shots they do shoot. Like they'll give up a good three for a great mid range or layup and stuff like that. So I say if we would have to say something about Texas, it would definitely be 3-point shooting.
Well, this was my favorite conversation I've had with head coach Vic Schaefer was before the season. And I asked him about this. I was like, everyone gets on you. You guys don't shoot the ball like at all. And he was like, I know. And it's crazy because I love my teams to shoot the ball, but you know what I love more? And I was like, what? And he was like, I love when my teams make them. I was like, fair enough. Well, now they're making them. So I hope they let them shoot them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. Now moving on to UConn, who is, most people's number one team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like I found it really hard to find something to say here for a New Year's resolution. I think rebounding is maybe the only thing they could work on a little bit. They fall kind of in the middle of the pack as far as that goes. Offensive boards, kind of similar to LSU, but they're really they're a very complete team. I would be fairly shocked if they lost a game before the tournament now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they had a lot of heavy hitters to start the season for sure. and the way they roll out people, like even the Michigan game, they
Mhm.
only won by 3, but they were up by 20 at one point. So it's like, if I had any resolution for them, I would say just to maintain your leads. I feel like sometimes, like even the Louisville game, they kind of allowed them to come
Yeah,
back.
true.
So I would say once you have your foot on their neck, keep it on there.
Also, let Blanca play a little bit more because I love that kid and I want to see her on the court more and I want her to develop. And I think she actually has a real shot at National Freshman of the Year. Her, like, obviously it's a lot more than analytics, but I looked at the analytics and she plays like considerably better in quad one and two games than anything else. Like when the competition is there, she shows up. So
hmm
I'm excited to see her get more of that playing time. And so yeah, just put her on the court for me. Let me watch her play. That's my New Year's resolution for them. I want to go South Carolina next because I think they're a really, really interesting one. I want to go to you first and see what would you like to see? What do you think their New Year's resolution is?
Oh, that's a good one.
They're tough. They're a tough one.
I think I'm gonna go more personnel based.
Hmm.
I think well, first we seen Talia Watson went down with an injury,
Right.
so to hopefully feel like that's not a long term thing. So hopefully she comes back soon. So that'd be my first one.
That's a good resolution.
I would say tonight, and I would say for Raven Johnson to be more of a scoring threat. Now,
Yeah,
what she does it perfectly. Like she is your ideal point guard, setting up her teammates, playing defense. But I think she has more opportunities to score the ball. I think she needs to look for a shot more as people started keying on those other players, and she could come in and give you maybe a 10 or 12, and man, that would be so unstoppable if she starts doing that.
1000%. For me, and I feel like we've talked about this a lot about kind of what it takes to win a title, right? And Dawn
hmm
Staley has it every year, and that's depth. And I think this is the one year I don't know if she has enough depth, but my New Year's resolution 2 weeks ago would have been, figure out a way to bring in those bench pieces a little bit more, get them going,
hmm
add some depth. They added some depth. They have completed my New Year's resolution because they got a 6'7" French player who can dunk, and she is, essentially going to be immediately eligible to play.
hmm
I don't know what her development looks like right now. I need to see her, on the court, but if she can make an impact from day one, oh my goodness, that'll be dangerous.
I agree. I agree. I mean, as women basketball players, if you get someone over 6'4", 6'5",
That's a difference maker.
it's a difference maker for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. It'll be fun to see what she can do. I think it is. It's depth for me. It's
hmm
Yeah, I mean, I'm more sold on Texas and UConn right now than I am on South Carolina. I think I need to see a little bit more from them as we go, and I think Tania Latson being healthy is
hmm
going to be a big part of that. So hopefully she comes back because like they're one of the teams who has been really struck by injuries or whatever it might be impacting their personnel heading into the season.
hmm
Um, so I think it's important to get her back, keep everyone healthy. That's my New Year's resolution. Keep everyone healthy. Keep all of
Right.
these players now. Do not let them get hurt. Don't
hmm
let them, don't put them in any situations where they could get hurt.
hmm
Keep this team healthy going forward. Last but not least, I want to talk about UCLA.
hmm
They're another one. Like, it's really hard to find an area of their game that they're lacking in. I
hmm
think they're such a well-balanced team. They have all the pieces. People love to, say Lauren Betts is having a down year. I don't think she's really having a down year. I think they just have more pieces around her that are contributing more. And I think
hmm
maybe she's had a couple down games, but she was injured at one point and whatever
hmm
it might be. My only kind of New Year's resolution for them is to try to be more disruptive, force turnovers, get steals. I'd like to see that element of their game improve a little bit, but like even that,
hmm
like it's not there's nothing crucial that I think they need to considerably improve upon.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, we did do the top 4 teams in the country, so it'd be kind of hard to find
Yeah.
things. But I think with UCLA, I would have to agree. I mean, if there was any lack, some of their games they've allowed their opponents score a little bit more than I think
Yeah.
they should. So I think when you play a great basketball team that can also defend, it can't really be a high scoring game. So I feel like that'll go more into the opponent's favor. So I would say just be more solid on defense, whether that means being more disruptive or
Right.
just playing solid D, whatever it takes, but kind of limiting those numbers.
I think consistency is maybe another piece too, because looking
hmm
back to that game against Texas, obviously such a terrible start and then able to come back into
hmm
it, which is really impressive. But if you could have started that way, even you look at the Ohio State game where they started really strong and then let it go a little bit. So just keeping that energy for 40 minutes, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what I want to see from them going forward. And we'll see that today as you're watching this against USC. Should be a really, really big, important game for them. So we'll see what
Mm-hmm.
they're able to do. But that's all I got for them. Now it's time to bring in our guest. Genesis, introduce our guest. Let's bring her in.
Okay, everyone, round of applause for Berry Wallace, sophomore out of Illinois, has been having a hot start to begin this year.
Let's bring her in. All right, and now we are bringing in Berry Wallace to talk about the big win you guys just got over Maryland. It'll be a couple days ago as everyone's watching this podcast. Berry, heck of a performance the other day on New Year's Day, nonetheless. A good way to ring in 2026,
Yes.
right? Tell me
Thank you.
about that win. What was that like for you as an individual, and then obviously you guys as a team to get that top 10 win?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was a super great atmosphere being at home and having just like a great crowd out there. I think it was really fun for this new team to be together and be able to get such a great win in the Big Ten.
And to that win, about that last media timeout in the fourth quarter, what was going on in the huddle? What was Coach Green saying? What were y'all saying? Take us through that huddle.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Green was just going back to what she always says. You know, it was all about our defense in those last couple moments and just sticking together, you know, not making the moment bigger than what it was. I think she was just talking to us and telling us to be really focused in on what we do every day in practice, and that's working really hard on defense to be able to get stops and ultimately come out with the win. So I think we did a great job executing that, and it was super fun to be a part of.
I need to know how many points you guys could have won by if you got Genesis another year of eligibility here to come back. You're shooting on the floor. We're gonna have lots of teams. No, I'm kidding.
True.
No, what? Tell me about. I need to know what the locker room was like. Was there water thrown? Like, what was the locker room like for you guys after a win of that magnitude to start conference playoff in the New Year?
Yeah, I mean, of course we threw water on Coach Green. She was prepared for that coming in. She had her hood up. She's super funny, but it was just great energy. Everyone was super excited. I think just being able to get a ranked win at home with such a new team, I think it was just a cool atmosphere for all of us. So, I mean, it was super fun, lots of dancing and screaming and water.
And to your point, a new team. So a win like this, number 7, they were undefeated going into your game. What does a win like this do for y'all team for the rest of the season?
I think it just helps give us more confidence and lets us know that even though we might be a super young team, that we're supposed to be here and we can compete with any team in the country. So I think it just was able to give us a little bit of confidence. But you know, every game in the Big Ten is going to be tough. So even though we got this win, it doesn't mean anything. We still have to keep proving ourselves out there. So I think it was just really fun and a great learning experience for all of us.
No, the Big Ten is a beast, and we talk about it every week. And I've said multiple times, I think the Big Ten is the deepest conference in the country, and I think it's not even like a close margin there. I think it really is the deepest. Give me what game you're most excited to play this year. I know it's tough. Give me the game you're looking forward to most.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for all of them. I love playing so many different teams. I think um, just the games coming up, you know, we have Michigan State and then Ohio State. I think those are two great wins and great opportunities for us. And one of them being on the road. I've never played at Michigan State, so I think I'm super excited for that on Sunday. And then Ohio State, because I'm from Ohio, is always a fun, exciting game. A lot of my family is going to come to that. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
So with Coach Green, I know when I was on the team, we used to make little bets with her. Like if we won this kind of game, then she got to do a dance, have to do something. Did y'all have any bets with her? Have y'all been doing that, or what's that been like?
We've had a couple of them, but we didn't have one for the Maryland game. I don't know why we didn't think of that, but we did have like the first couple games. I know Florida State. Um, if we won that one, she had to do the whip and nay nay in the locker room, and her son Mateo had her doing that. He was showing her what to do, and then we had some other ones, but mostly just dances. You know, I think we need to keep coming up with even more bets.
Wait, Genesis, what's the best one you saw in your time there? What's the best?
I think the one that went viral when she did the gritty and
Yeah.
then she dabbed at the end. That one went viral.
So good. No, it's so good. You guys, I want to talk about how we got here though, because you guys have had your fair share of adversity this year that you've had to go through, right? Not only, you know, obviously the one loss, which is no big deal, but one loss this year, but more so than that, the injuries that happened before the season, right?
Mhm.
What was kind of the mindset after those, unfortunately came to be, and how did you guys come together as a team to kind of fight through those roadblocks and get to where you are?
Yeah, I think just knowing that we had the same goal no matter who was out there on the floor and just sticking to that and sticking to coach's plan for us. I feel like she does a great job of just laying out the principles for us and telling us that we need to be the most hardworking team out there and ultimately just like playing really together and more together than any team that we're going to play. So I think when we faced that adversity at the beginning of the year, it was tough and it just brought us even more together. And even with the loss as well, I feel like that just built our chemistry even more and brought us even closer.
And to that point, you have two freshmen starting, which I know when I've been Coach Green, you were the first freshman to start while we were there. So with Destiny Jackson, Sierra Parchment, what have you seen in those freshmen so far early? And what has allowed them to play at the level they're playing right now?
Yeah, I think just their willingness to be coached, I feel like has been a really great trait for both of them, and it's allowed them to thrive even more. They both are super hardworking players, and just allowing the coaches to get on them and know that it's in their best interest, I feel like has just allowed them to excel even more. And it's been super cool for us. I feel like whenever you're out there with two freshmen and they're making big plays and just coming up in clutch moments and making those big plays, it encourages us even more, the rest of us out there, that we need to lock in and that we're just there to help the team get the win. So it's been really fun to play with them.
So Barry, I just graduated from Indiana, and my freshman year was the first year that Coach Green was at Illinois. So I was
Okay.
the sideline reporter for the game at Indiana that year, and I remember kind of immediately talking to her and thinking, yeah, she's gonna win here. Like this is gonna be a good era of Illinois
Yeah.
basketball. Tell me, like, what made you want to go to Illinois? What's your favorite thing about Coach Green, and kind of what do you see for the future of this program? What makes you excited about it?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say her just determination and just she has a goal of just winning as many games as she can and really building a great culture in her program. And I think that was super important to me. I think that really drew me here, just seeing the people that she was bringing in and the staff. She really cares about her staff and everyone that's a part of everything that helps us thrive out there on the court. And so I think that really drew me in, just like her building those relationships and just seeing the relationships she had with her players as well was just really the culture overall is what drew me to wanting to play for Coach Green.
So I saw basketball, Barry. When you are not on the court or doing anything for treatment or rehab, what does Barry do outside of basketball?
Yeah, I like to do a lot of things. I mean, I like music. I like to read. I'm a big people person. I'm always hanging out with my friends, and yeah, so that's pretty much what I like to do. Spending time with people and just trying new things as well. I feel like just trying to get outside the house and do things that I've never done.
I'm a big reader. I need a book recommendation. I just finished a book literally right before we came on. Give me my next book I should read. What's your favorite?
Oh, I mean, I mostly read spiritual books, so that's pretty much what I'm reading. Usually the Bible, or I'm trying to read through this book. Actually, Genesis was reading it as well. It's called Gentle and Lowly. It's a great book, and I've learned a lot from it so far. So I would definitely recommend that one.
Now I need you to tell me what Genesis does off the court. I need you to give me some dirt about what you're doing here. Give me your favorite story or moment with her or something I wouldn't know about her. This is a unique opportunity for me here to get right to.
Yeah, I mean, Jen's so fun. She's always definitely trying to try something new as well. She loves just trying new things and getting outside the box. She loves food, just trying new foods. I would say something really fun we did together in the summer. She took us down. It was like an hour away, and we did this tubing like through this big lake, and it actually started pouring rain, like storming, while we were tubing, and it ended up being crazy, but it was super fun. We got through it, and yeah, it was something new that none of us had done before, and I think it was really fun to be there with her.
Yeah,
No.
I can Genesis. You feel good about that description?
I think another thing I want to mention, because you mentioned it, you talked about your faith. How does your faith play a role into you as a basketball player, and even how you have been succeeding so far?
Yeah, I mean, my faith is a super big part of my life, and just seeing so many different blessings that the Lord has put in my life, and just given me such a great gift of basketball to be able to be put in this circumstance and just meet so many new people. I mean, even in the Maryland game, someone asked me what I was thinking when I was shooting those 2 free throws at the end, and I was like, honestly, I was praying to God and just asking Him to calm me in the moment and just bring me peace. And no matter what happened next, that I knew that I was still going to be able to trust Him, and that He was going to be right there with me. And I made the 2 free throws and we were able to get the win. So, I mean, I just give Him all the glory for all of that.
Well, this looks like it's been a very, very fun year for you, and you obviously have an expanded role this year. Tell me about kind of what you've been working on, where you feel like you've improved most in your game heading into the season.
Yeah, I think the leadership piece has been really cool for me. Just kind of feeling like a veteran on the team, just having some experience from last year. I've just grown a lot with that, just being able to talk and help my teammates through different things we're working through on the court, and then just trying to expand my game and make it harder for the defense to guard me, trying to be able to do whatever it is that they're giving me. So yeah.
So if you had to say one area where you think y'all could still grow as a team, y'all are doing well, y'all should be ranked come Monday.
March goals, yeah.
But if you had to say one area where you still think we can grow in this, what would you say that is?
I would just say continuing to grow our defense. I think we're always having that growth mindset, even with wins and whatever our record may be. But, just continuing to talk more to each other and just be clear on our defense and helping each other whenever someone may get beat or different rotations or when adversity comes, just coming together and continuing to get stronger from that.
Well, it's been really fun to watch you guys. I will be there. I just double checked. I checked my calendar. I'm in to see when UCLA comes to town. I will be in the house. So
yes.
And really looking forward to watching you throughout the year.
Thank you.